Did a federal court just make the war on terror a little bit harder? An appeals court ruling the National Security Agency's collection of phone data is just illegal. Can't be done. And if counterterror official Steve Rogers is right, when it comes to going after the bad guys, well, maybe it can't be done. You're worried about this.
Very worried. This was a devastating blow, Neil, to national security. I get the constitutional issues. I get the privacy right issues. We're living in extraordinary times. It's going to take extraordinary measures because this is a vicious enemy at war with us.
But wasn't this three-judge panel effectively saying that the definition was too broad, the attack was too broad, it was a license to spy on everybody?
You know what? That's what they say. But as I understand it, when the information and intelligence was gathered, it went before a FISA court. So it did go before a court. That's a federal intelligence agency.
You agree with John McCain? It was tested, proved, fine. So these guys are going to be on their bounce.
Well, exactly. And you know, I've used this term. What good is having privacy rights if you do not have a country left to exercise those rights?
Well, the judge, our judge, and Napolitano is very big on this whole privacy thing, the Constitution. He goes nuts.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He is a good guy, and very smart. But
he's very brilliant.
He says that none of the things that we have done have ever proven effective in getting the bad guys, period. So if it was such a great magic elixir, it would have done the trick, and it hasn't. And in the meantime, a lot of people's privacy has been compromised.
Neil, I believe a lot of things that we have done have prevented attacks. I believe that the intelligence agencies have collected information and have put it all together, connected a lot of dots. That's why we haven't seen a devastating attack here. We can't prove that, but I've got to tell you, it's a little odd to me that we haven't been attacked.
Well, how different would it be then if they were an FBI director saying, you know, there are plenty more of the guys that were behind this Texas attack that we don't know about. Now, whether he's justifying that to say we need these sweeping broad powers or not, it makes you think that we need these powers or the tougher provisions in the NSA to let them find these guys. But even with those powers, in this guy's case, we didn't.
Well, what happened in this case is there wasn't information sharing in a timely manner to the Garland Police Department. Why that happened, he's investigating. But it doesn't mean that they did not have a broad scope of information coming in. It's all a matter.
Whose responsibility then is it, Steve? If you have information, this guy is saying, you know, he's going to kill Americans or he loves ISIS or whatever he said. Who collects that, gets that? Is there an algorithm for that? Because it failed.
Before I went to FBI headquarters after 9/11, there was little or no intelligence sharing. So George Bush set up an intelligence center where the CIA was sitting next to the FBI, was sitting next to military intelligence that filtered down to local police. We're all responsible to share that information in a timely manner. So it's collected by the NSA and perhaps other agencies. And let me add this.
But we don't do that.
No, we don't.
And in Boston, we did it with the Sarnea brothers, and we tried to warn local officials. They never got to them. And in the case here in Texas, it never got to the local police.
That's where the breakdown is. The breakdown is in sharing information. And once that is solved, then you're going to see perhaps a lot more preventive action taken. Thank God that the Garland Police Department somehow was able to get their assets in there to take care of this.
So you fear that this is a license now for terrorists or bad guys to do whatever they want because we're not going to really be monitoring them?
We're at war. And this is what the White House has to understand. We are at war. So I would urge the Congress, extend the Patriot Act for the good of this country.
All right. Steve Rogers, thank you very, very much. He's on this stuff, and he doesn't care if he alienates the judge. We'll see how that goes.
I love the judge.
Is outside now. He's furious, furious. Meanwhile, the Senate just voting to